What do we feel? We feel like it's all happening at the moment. It feels like there's a brand new energy coming to the planet. Has anyone been feeling this lighter frequency coming down and into their vortex? I know that May was just very intense energetically, and we certainly have been feeling it. And, Pete's sinuses, he's just been sinus for like a month and a half now, like blocked. And so we just we have to deal with the snoring at night. So that's the thing that's been going on. And so hopefully that clears soon. Hi, Anthony, coming from the phone. Yep, cool. Yeah, so we're going good. The new energy's coming in. I think June's going to be another big transformational month. We're in the middle of the year, and it's a really good time of the year to refocus on your goals. So at the moment, I'm doing a mood board, just establishing what I actually want in my life and our life, and it's a good point to do often, channeling in what you actually desire because time flies. I know about you guys. It's halfway through the year. I feel like it was just January and now it's June and soon it'll be September and October. And, it's kind of like we're blinking and it's happening. So really being in every now moment is what the energy is trying for us to do and not go too far like in advance, like set and forget and know that it's coming because you've created whatever you desire in your life. But really being in the moment and embodying the human experience. And I know a lot of us are dealing with lots of galactic beings and doing a lot of remote viewing work and great galactic quantum field work. But it's also very important to close the portal to those fields and not keep them open where our soul is kind of fragmented up into different dimensional spaces when we're after our meditations. So just an easy and simple technique to say is like I can now close all the portals and only energies for my highest and greatest good to be my vortex at this time. And that way your energy is all going to come back down and into your own field rather than being fragmented out. Okay. Because if you're fragmented out, you'll feel that fatigue, you'll feel
Good
that
girl.
kind of being a bit out of whack. Hey, Doc, Rick. Hey, Rick.
Yes.
Nice to have you here.
Well, thank you. It's nice to be here.
So that's one thing that we've been noticing. So just really focusing on balancing your energies daily right now because things are moving fast. There's lots of movement and all of these great energies that are moving through us at this time are good catalysts. And you can either take it as a positive or a negative. There's only two things that you can do. Choose one road, the high road or the low road. So when that feeling comes up, okay, exciting. This is a new catalyst for growth, not, oh my God, it's happening again. So be very mindful of how you're talking and what your mind is doing and interrupt it. Interrupt that Mr. Ego upstairs that keeps trying to pull you down and interrupt it and get bossy. It's important for you to take your power back and get bossy. June is really a month of stepping into our solar plexus and really identifying who is this powerful warrior, right? The old warrior was maybe attached to a bit of ego and masculine energy to, be safe, be protected, feel fulfilled because of trauma. And we're kind of seeing a big turning point where we're moving into the real and right version of power in its truest, beautifulest form. So it's not over egoic. We've all got our ego, our beautiful Mr. Egos, and our egos are falling around away like a flower loses its petals when it's time to grow. So the ego is not bad, but we just need to interrupt it and say, "Hey, I hear you. Don't stop that mind chatter." And allow the true, what would my true authentic self, my divine blueprint soul say in this moment? Well, it would always return to love, wouldn't it? What would love do? Always ask that question. What would love do? If you can't forgive someone or they're irritating you or you just feeling like, why does this keep happening to me? Just surrender and acceptance is going to be a positive step forward when a catalyst comes to you. There's only two ways when something happens in your life. It's negative, going into it negatively, or with a positive spring in your step. Great. Be a yes person. It's just a reminder because that's going to move you through it and it won't be so long and painful, whatever the feeling is moving through you. You're not resisting it or repelling something. And if you're judging something, remember, you're judging something that's in you, and that judgment is coming into your vortex, right? For you to see what lies within you. It's not the other person, it's for you. And so just really looking around in your vortex right now and feeling, okay, where am I just getting knocked a little bit here? And understanding, okay, there's something here I need to surrender to. And just keep inquiring and asking. And that's the way you're going to move through this a lot more, I guess, seem like with flow sometimes. Sometimes it has a bigger lesson and meaning and deeper. We have to dig deeper for this, you know?
Hey, Oceana, you got my email just then, I see. You made it. You didn't miss it. She's like, I
Thank
missed it. I'm
you.
like, no, we're now.
We're on.
So, guys, this theme that Roxy just shared, right? In our last get together, we were really talking about going into the peace, the stillness, connecting. Remember, there was a lot of Lyran energy around for those of you that have been tuning in, doing your meditation. We were getting Lyran energy coming in, right? It's happening in the sessions, and I've never got Lyrans coming through that much. I mean, they were around, but my goodness, working a lot with people, telling them to connect back to their, let's call it, authentic past, their original journey. Heal some of those. We heal this life stuff, then we heal our past life stuff, but then we've got these galactic lives where the theme of this life, past lives, and often our galactic past lives have a common thread, which for many of us, and a lot of you doing the work, you've been going in there and feeling into that thread. How do you do it? Really quickly, remember, we feel into where the false lies within us, in our root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus chakra. And by balancing those distortions down in those three lower areas and the false beliefs attached to them, remember, I'm lacking in something, I'm not enough. Number two, got to find it outside myself to feel that fulfillment. And in order to achieve those things, I'm going to be a warrior. I'm going to control everything and I'll be disciplined and forced and, stuff everyone else. I'm going to do this for myself. And we're in our power and we're forcing and we're working with that. So as Roxy was talking about, the ego, the planning, analytical side of the brain uses force and power to push us along and to help us to be able to achieve a lot of these things. And for many of you, being very successful in what you've been able to do, you've been able to do it without a lot of support of the masculine or of the feminine or however it's played out for you. However, once we start doing the work and clearing through those, as Roxy calls catalysts, you could also call them triggers, things that irritate you, not seen, not heard, not appreciated, not loved, all the different things that come up, right? Notice how so many of those are all about root chakra, just there. But as we go through those, we open our heart. Now, this is the key, right? As we're opening our heart and we soften, for so many of us, because the planet's so masculine, we soften to our feminine and the energy starts to move up in to those higher levels, the throat chakra, and of course, in and around your third eye, and the mind starts to, if it does what it's supposed to do, relax and embrace this new feminine energy coming in. So, as I mentioned last time, I'm sure on this call, sometimes the old patterns can be stubborn and they can be go, well, this is really good to read about this stuff in the book. But hey, I need a plan. I've got to have some logic here. I've got to have some structure. So often our logical mind resists the flexibility, the creativity, the intuition, the softness that we're trying to reconnect with. Remember the two snakes spiraling up. So if you are successful in gently allowing that energy to come up and to really know thyself, see yourself for what you really are. Forgive yourself for some of the stuff you've done in your past that perhaps you might have regretted, or even a role that you have played because you felt you needed to. As you begin to, in the logic, allow that softness in, if the two come together in the mind, in the awareness, so if you could see the pattern and you've got the forgiveness and the understanding, guys, this is where you get the knowings, or you see the karmic pattern, and that increases your spiritual IQ, and you go, wow, it wasn't the worst thing in my life that this happened in my childhood, or that happened with my ex-partner, my old good friend, or this accident or that thing. I'm actually seeing why now I actually chose that in my soul contract, what this is helping me to embrace. But far out, I feel like there's a theme to this. If you've ever had little things like that where even for moments you've gone, I say to Roxy, not shouldn't say the official, but sometimes this shit's clever, hey? It's like, wow, the energy's like, it's amazing how all of a sudden, and then I get a reinforcement. I'll see, as soon as I get the knowing, I'll be seeing 777s on someone's number plate, or I'll be, bus will go past and there's a grub coming out of a cocoon and turning into a butterfly or whatever it is. You go, oh my goodness, I feel like that's confirmation of this knowing I got. That's the balancing of the feminine with the masculine. So masculine's not wrong or bad, and being overly sensitive and unorganized and off with the fairies constantly isn't beneficial either. We need the divine mix of the two. Yet for the vast majority of us, we spend most of our life in our masculine, right? And that's tied in with the left side of the brain, the logical, analytical, detail-minded side. So in this beautiful 6-6 portal energy, coming up to this time halfway through the year, it's a great time to connect with your higher self, open that portal of wisdom, and let some of the gold, some of those little nuggets, some of that wisdom, or let me call it spiritual IQ, you get the idea, draw some attention to those things that may have been wanting to come through, or they're there, and you just need to put the icing on the cake and direct your awareness to it and embody it, because once you acknowledge it, see it, feel it, express it, and get it out, then realize it's actually been serving you when you're like, oh, I've got that point, then we can move to that next level, so to speak. We get the knowings. That's sort of a build right on.
Yeah, the reason why I call them catalysts, I've actually pivoted my language recently around this, because I feel like a trigger is like a negative word. I don't know why, but I feel like a catalyst is a little bit more, you're a student on the path and it's like, okay, this is a catalyst. It's a rule of the universe. And it's a little bit lighter than trigger, because trigger sounds like, I'm triggered.
But still, like you say, exactly what you say. It's an opportunity, see, for us to put into practice the inspiration. We can all, oh, I'm going to be more forgiving. I'm going to be nice to people. Yeah, I'm going to be living from the heart today. And then someone's cutting you off in the traffic, or the person serving you the coffee's rude or whatever. And you think, oh, bitch, look at this prick trying to cut in front of me in the car or whatever. Then you might hopefully catch yourself. Hopefully that's, and you go, oh, I nearly went down. The fact that you catch it's good. And if you don't, and if you just smile, like, oh, God bless them, or they're having a bad day and it doesn't affect you, oh, look at that. I used to really get ticked off by that. But it feels like I've worked through that emotion of not being seen, or not being respected, or not being heard, or whatever the different opportunity may be. So when we are wanting to pull in this, let's call it karmic wisdom, because it's like through the line. When we're wanting to call that in, so often, if you've got a beautiful connection with your guides, they can actually really help you to get this. So we can set our intention and we can call on the archangels. We can call on the ascended masters, or whatever you're listening to at that moment, right? Whether you're listening to A Course in Miracles, you're using the word angels, right? You're using Christ consciousness. If you're listening to the Law of One, you're going to be calling on the watchers, the guides. They talk about the confederation of planets helping humanity. If you've been around us too much, you're talking about Pleiadians and Arcturians and the Galactic Federation. But guys, I want to let all of you know that so many of the ancient texts talk about the soul coming into the earth to go through a school, to go through these different ups and downs as an opportunity for us to remember. And if you remember, and if you're on this call, you're probably remembering I'm here for something more. It's bigger than me, right? That's where you make the choice. Service to self versus service to others. This life's not all about me, and as much as I can accumulate in order to get praise and accolades, and then I'll feel better about myself or worthy, it's to see that you're not split from the infinite creator at all. That was just the illusion that we signed up for, to sort of go within and remember our greatness. If we get to that point, then our guides and the team can help us to bring in more of that information. And my goal of this meditation for today is for a lot of you to have some aha moments, right? Some, I see this. That's the goal. Okay. That's when I was feeling into what we were going to do today. It was going to be those sorts of moments, because Roxy and I and a lot of the people that we, been working with more recently, they've been getting a lot of those aha moments. And when you get those aha moments and that vibration's high and you're joining the dots and you're like, man, this stuff's so cool, right? People's law of attraction. Oh my goodness. Like, it's amazing. She's not on the call, so I won't say her name, but things that you've had, goals that you've had, your manifestation turns on because you're at the right vibe. Your false beliefs that it's got to be a struggle, that it's lack, that I don't deserve it, that maybe I'm not worthy. Maybe if I am too successful, I won't have time, or it might be bad for my health, or whatever the story we tell ourselves are, those start to drop away the more throat chakra, right? The more authentic you are and the more you realize the truth about you. But what that means in day to day is opportunities are coming in alignment with the goals and objectives that you've set for yourself, and you don't miss them because your mind's on another channel. It's, that bit of information there, that could really help me. And we've had clients recently who have been able to get out of contracts that they thought they were locked in for the next 6 months. They've, instead of just deciding that they'll stick with the career that they've always done and just work a job and try and make the most of it, I've dared them to entertain the idea of writing down exactly what they would like. And all of a sudden they're working less hours, getting paid more money with travel and excitement. And they're like, oh my goodness, I just didn't realize if I asked for what I really want, that I might actually get it. Because in the past, I've asked for what I want and I didn't get it, and I was disappointed. And we don't like disappointment. We don't like to feel like a failure. So often people just settle because stretching or thinking big might lead them to feel like a failure. And we avoid that. Can you agree with that one, though? It's like sometimes you don't want to try something new because what if it doesn't work? So we never start, procrastinate the heck out of it, right, which they call overanalysis, which leads to paralysis. Or we attempt something, but we do a half effort, It's like you don't really commit, you don't really give it your best, because that gives them a little excuse there. Who knows, if I had to put in some more time, or maybe it would have come together for me. Oh, well, it just didn't really happen, and often we don't fully commit. So in this energy that we're going to bring in for this 6-6 portal, this is going to be, for many of you, helping you to draw on these extra knowings that you might be able to use to pick up on things that are in your field already, and they're just close, right, and ready to come through.
So who here is feeling quite delicate and sensitive, raw? Hands up. Yeah. We are all transferring. I've been going through it myself as well. And Pete had this great analogy for me the other day because I'm like, how am I going to ever go back to life? Because I'm just like feel everyone's energy. And that's a lot of the feminine energy coming in for me right now and a lot of us. And he had this divine, I'm like, help me, Pete. You need to give me some, give me a download here. I need some support.
She basically said, "Do a session on me while we're driving along." I'm like, "All right, you never really asked me that. Okay, I'll let you have it." She usually telling me, right? I've shared that with you.
So yeah, he just gave this great analogy of, the grub becoming the butterfly. It's a transformation. It doesn't happen overnight. It's huge. And we are all in a massive transformational year. So think about the grub. It's like a grub that crawls on the ground to becoming a beautiful butterfly with beautiful divine wings and patterns and, that structure of the lightness that the butterfly is becoming. And I really resonated with that because I was like thinking, God, I really need to get my stuff together. This is taking a long time, like, because I knew this is going to be a massive year because of all the planets and all the different things for my birth chart and my natal chart. But I didn't expect it to be this hard. This is one of the hardest things I've had to move through since awakening. And it's like another awakening. And it feels like an identity crisis. So if you're going through that, that is actually what's probably happening because the old version isn't the real you, and you're losing the old identity of what you thought you were. And that's part of the ego stepping aside and you moving into your divine purpose for this planet and your divine self. And so if it's taking a little bit longer for you, my advice would be remember how beautiful you're becoming in that butterfly, and throw your hands in the air. I've had to surrender to this and go as long as it takes, because Pete's like one day it's like, how long do you reckon this is going to take? Because I can't go to the I get like I just feeling the energies. It's quite overwhelming. It's raw. Like I'm like a raw open soul right now, and I'm learning to integrate this new energy and be okay and slow steps in and around other people. And this is a beautiful gift from the divine because it's opening my body sensories. It's a gift. But I was seeing it as an annoyance. So as soon as I switched my belief around the rawness and the delicacy of it, it kind of like opened up an integration and it started to not be so overwhelming when I would go out. Right. So surrendering to maybe this is what Lemuria and Atlantis beings used to be like, highly sensitive but embodied in power, but knowing what's coming into your vortex before it comes. Like I can feel sometimes who's coming to our property. I know who it is. This morning, I got a message. I was making a cup of tea. The client cancelled, and I got a knowing the client's going to cancel. And Pete's like, "Oh, your client cancelled." Got the email on his phone. So it's like learning to use this beautiful technology within us, but not seeing it as a negative. If you are too sensitive, you've got to learn to love the sensitivity because that's your superpower in your feminine. And for me, it feels different because I've been in the masculine and I like can control things and understand and like get the job done in my masculine manly energy. And now it's like getting me to move into this softness, but this new energy is coming in. And so if you want a deeper embodiment on this journey and really say yes to the human experience, because a lot of us are wanting to be elsewhere. A lot of us haven't signed up to really going, yes, I want to be here, because we feel like we got a bad deal that we even had to come here. But remember, we chose to come here. We chose to be here at this great time where Elon Musk and Trump are fighting over Twitter and it looks like a bloody clown show all of a sudden again. But we're here because we're meant to be here to embody our light bodies and our crystalline rainbow light body. And that's a beautiful remembrance. It's a cycle of completion from back in the golden ages, which was Lemuria and Atlantis on this planet, however. So you're picking up those codes right now, full transformational year, to walk into the shoes of what you already have been in past lifetimes. So don't forget that this energy is going to shake you. You're going to be in a washing machine and it's going to feel like, oh my God, I can't take anymore. Because I know we've felt this too. But it's going to get easier if you just surrender and accept this delicacy and inquire, oh man, wonder what this could give me. Maybe my telepathic communication could work. Maybe my manifestation is going to be more golden, more rich, more quick, right? And just enjoy it. Try and enjoy it, because a lot of us have lost joy because we've been down in the trenches for so long, right? I was for 5 months, I haven't felt excited. I'm like, where's that exciting Roxy inside of me? Like, where is she? I want that exciting, that buzz energy. And it's like, yeah, it's there, but it's growing in its correct form, not in its egoic form, right? So you've got to just slowly, slowly take the pace. And however long this takes, you've got a long time to integrate all of this. There's no rush. There is no rush. A lot of some of these conferences that we've been to in the past are, the ladies are out the front. We've got to quicken up, fasten up the ascension. That we're running out of time. It's like, no, we're in divine timing. Everything's perfectly placed. So listen to divine timing. Your higher self is not going to get it wrong. And remember, watch for the crossovers this month. It's going to be powerful. It's already happening for Pete. Old cycles, old people from old chapters are coming up into this physical form to recross over to heal the relationship. So if old people are returning from your past life and you meet them and cross them over at the shops and you think, how the hell did that happen? It's all divine for you to complete a cycle to remove old distortions that are lingering in your field, right? So look out for synchronicities with people in particular, because upstairs there's a whole lot of things going on to make sure that you get connected with the people that you need to be connected with in order to clear that entanglement, that karmic entanglement.
So a beautiful way to put that is you're looking at this transformation instead of, I can't wait for it to be over. How much longer have I got to feel like that? Instead of push motivation, where you push the old version, now the new is you're being pulled by the excitement of that compelling outcome, that future that you're turning into, that future self that you're embodying. And with that sort of motivation of an inspiring pull to have impact, to connect more with source, with your guides, to be more connected, that it makes it so much easier to be able to handle the different sensitivities, the soreness, the sleep, the this, the that, the other. Because as soon as we change from that shift of, gosh, there's something wrong, and when can I wait for it to be over, to go, oh, wow, this is a sign that actually something's happening. Like if nothing was going on much, it just went the same old, it's like, oh, well, that's cool too. But you could dig in there and stir some stuff up, and believe me, things will come up if you go looking, right? So you want to be pulled through this. And that's what this energy is helping us to do. Because, and I didn't call you a grub, by the way, when I was talking about moving from the caterpillar into the butterfly.
I know I'm not a grub. But I was talking about
But
the analogy.
the grub's just a blob, a white blob with a black head, right? It's got to turn into this creature that's got legs and antennas and wings, and there's patterns and there's colors, and it's beautiful, and it can fly and see so much more and visit all these different things. And the grub just eats stuff and poops it out and kind of grows till it gets to a point, and then it got to transform into something else. So the transformation into something beautiful, guys, takes a lot of energy.
Oh, that's the other point, yeah.
Takes a lot of energy. So if you're feeling these things in the comments, you turn it into the butterfly. So be excited about that. Don't sort of go, I'm sick of being this grub. I'm not loving the caterpillar anymore, because the caterpillar likes to sleep, right? And it probably moves like an old person, got the creaky joints and all the things we're talking about in this. That's leaving you, right? You'll be flying around like a butterfly, and all the senses will turn on. And Roxy's certainly noticing that with our spiritual gifts and abilities coming in, and they'll be coming in for you guys as well. And we're going to be doing this meditation to set that intention, to pull it in. And as we've talked about, like the power of the morphogenic thought field that we move into when we do these group meditations, that facilitates it for you. Even if you feel like, oh gosh, I don't know what half the stuff Pete's even talking about, maybe there's someone on here who's a first timer and they're thinking, far out, I don't know how I stumbled onto this meeting, but what the heck are these guys talking about? It's like you'll be able to feel a lot of these things that might be coming. Well, for those who listen to the recording, right, this energy is there.
Yeah, and just one other thing, if you're feeling like you want to contribute to the world, a big download recently for us is to do some grid work for the planet, calling in clean, fresh energy, visualizing the earth and putting love hearts all over it. I don't know what you want to do in your meditation, but seeing it softly transcend, because the world really does need it right now. I know a lot of us have been focusing on ourselves, and that's very good. But if you want to contribute to being a light worker for the globe, it would be awesome if you have a spare 5 minutes, 10 minutes in your meditations to activate the crystalline grid, give love to Mother Gaia, all the people upon her. The energy in certain countries right now is very stiff, and it's like nearly breaking. I keep seeing chains breaking, in time coming up. So to assist in that collective ascension, it would be amazing if you do have the energy to ground yourself into earth and then do whatever love would do, right? As a mother, as a father, what would you do for your baby to send love to them? That's basically how you would do it.
So I feel like this is a good one, and of course we won't be able to hear from everyone at the end. However, it'd be great to also hear from some of you as to what we get as things come in through this meditation. And this one would be a particularly nice one if you have a moment afterwards to sit and journal for yourself as to what you might get shown. I never usually specifically suggest journaling after these sorts of meditations. We call the energy in, but I feel like this one would be a good one. And this can help us to just sit within ourselves, and that flow can still come through. We'll put on some beautiful high vibrational Hertz music in the background to help us settle into this. And yeah, let's do it, guys. Let's turn down the cameras, get ourselves set, and see what comes through.
And remember to close the portals.
Yeah, we'll be closing the portals at the end for all of the beautiful information that comes through. Okay. Close your eyes. Direct your attention to your eyelids. Relax those tiny eye muscles and let them go. Feel the relaxation moving like a wave slowly downward throughout your body. Relax. Let your body go. Relax. Feel your lungs being filled with air, then being released. Become conscious of your heart. Feel your heart beating in a normal, natural manner. As you relax now, in your mind's eye, set the intention of connecting through this meditation your heart with your higher mind, patterns and the programs that operate behind the scenes, influencing the mind, the body, the spirit. I'm going to invite you all now into the workshop of the mind. So in your mind's eye, bring to mind your beautiful sacred place, your inner temple, crystal of light, your sanctuary. As we move into this sacred space in our mind's eye, we're going to take a moment to set the intention for our session today. You can, in your own voice or silently to yourself, set the intention. All now, all upon Council of Light, perhaps the guardians of Galactic Gateway. Perhaps you use the term the Galactic Federation. Perhaps you have a unique relationship with your guides, your galactic team. Setting the intention to call on your Arcturians, their gift of wisdom, Pleiadians, beautiful love and encouragement, the Syrians with their sacred knowledge, Andromedans with their peace, light, and activation, or the Lyrans with their divine origin messages, knowings. Feel into your guide, set your intention to connect and to receive information that may be for your greatest and highest good. So setting the intention for this exercise, that today you'll only receive information to help you grow, expand, be in connection with more of who you really are. Call on your guides, ask, surround me, guide me, activate my highest timelines, let them know. I'm ready, sovereign, I'm aligned. So as you feel yourself locking into this beautiful, beautiful intention session, very much feeling that we're being guided to use the technology of the masters, using sacred geometry, fractal patterns, grid work, perhaps the macabre, flower of life. Picture this sacred geometry, perhaps from your memory, perhaps coming to you live, streaming through already, forming this beautiful pattern that you can use. Macabre is spinning, forming its pointed stars of light and guidance. Feel yourself merging in gently with this field, this technology, guiding you to a higher dimensional field. Breathing this through now. Big breath. Feeling yourself becoming one with the guidance. And as you merge with this grid, this guidance, you feel yourself opening a portal that you can travel through as you see yourself ascending almost through a beautiful golden gateway. It's the sixth gateway leading you up to this beautiful chamber of crystalline light. The guides waiting for you in this beautiful chamber. As you feel the presence of this room, this sacred place, you feel the presence of the higher vibrational beings around you. You enter the Galactic Council and feel their energy seated around you. loving, luminous, reading your field exactly. Perhaps you're feeling into the energy of your Arcturians, tall, soft blue light radiating, intelligence, calm, unconditional love. If they're in and around you, you can feel as they recalibrate your energy, activating your systems of light and technology within you to receive. If you love working with the Pleiadians, you'll feel into their kind, gentle, softer colors of pastels. Maybe a smile comes across your face even when you think about the Pleiadians, reminding you of the importance of living your soul's joy, connecting back with the spark that's within you, the divine love. Many of you, I'm feeling an energy of the Syrians, this regal, almost getting water, their aquatic presence. Beautiful, regal and ancient and wise beings. Perhaps you'll be able to connect with, download ancient sacred teachings and codes that are relevant to you. Could be from Atlantis, Sirius B, perhaps some of the ancient higher temples that you know your soul must have been associated with, connecting with their message. Of course, if you're feeling into the soft pinks, the high vibrational whites and silvers, the Andromedans may be around you, very high vibrational, loving, soft, feminine about them. Very often, this ability to bring through for us frequency of our future self, seeing yourself in your highest life. And of course, they can always assist us in solving old timelines or reconfiguring old stories somewhere in our multi-dimensional path that we need to let go of. For those of you that just love the Lyrans, feel into those and they have a special place in your heart, you'll know the feeling of these beautiful ancient beings, often cat-like or lion-headed, perhaps avian, but a warmth, peace, golden, radiant light coming from them. Really help us to restore our own celestial sovereign memory, who we really are, reminding us of our lineage, our pattern. Whichever you resonated with or you feel are around you, you'll be able to receive your own unique message in your own unique way. So, in your mind's eye, set the intention now to ask and receive a message. The message may be received in the form of a spoken word, perhaps a written plan or a scroll or something ancient. It could come in the form of energy as an orb or a light code package. I'd like you to direct your attention to your third eye and your heart. Feeling into your third eye and your heart as this information comes in. As we discussed earlier, combination of the masculine and the wisdom, the heart, the emotions, the sensitivities and the knowings, and feeling the calm of your solar plexus, relaxing into it, helping you to receive the message ready to come in to you. So however this message is going to come through for you will be unique for you, but you may silently ask them a question now like, what should my focus for the next 6 months on this earth plane be? Ask them, what support or guidance or keys are around me right now that you can help me become aware of, that'll help me to move forward? I feel this information coming through your heart, coming into your head as a thought or an idea through the third eye, perhaps even as energy in your solar plexus. Smile as you feel into this, allowing your being to move into a state of appreciation, gratitude, and of course, always being open and ask what timelines or soul contracts, false beliefs, sky relief things. Help me, teach me, guide me. I'm open. Further help you integrate and ground in the message, guidance, and the energy. Perhaps it would be helpful to really anchor your field, perhaps turn this energy into concepts, into something that you can actually apply to your life right now. And in your mind's eye, you can imagine crystalline roots extending from your feet, your spine, down into Mother Earth, into her crystalline grid, into her terrestrial knowledge. And as the two come together, the wonderful galactic wisdom being anchored in and connected in with the terrestrial calm, strength, and grounding of Mother Earth, knowings, feelings, and the integration of this energy, this guidance, these messages, you'll feel being incorporated into your mind, your body, your emotional field. And you might actually notice this in a particular energy center. I feel it in the lower back. Perhaps in and around your abdominal area. Would be perhaps higher up, in and around the lower rib cage and your solar plexus. Perhaps you're noticing the energy in your heart or your throat. Perhaps you're experiencing patterns, images, color through the third eye. Your head maybe heating up. Maybe energy coming in through the top of your head. You'll feel it in the energy center unique to you, helping you to be able to draw on this and use it in your life. As you feel this connection, galactic information coming in through the crown, and you feel it meeting with the terrestrial information coming up through your feet and your spine, meeting in your heart chakra. You visualize yourself as a divine vessel. With this divine vessel, you're able to be of service. Have the love in your life so that you can be a light to the world. Through simply going about your day with heart-centered intention, kindness, joy, love, spontaneity, creativity, open, connected, switched on, but also with this ability to smile at yourself and almost be the observer of self as you feel within yourself spiritual intelligence, that inner IQ increasing day by day. Breathe this through now and feel this beautiful activation, guidance, and these images lock into your field. Start to set the intention now to move into gratitude. Asking your guides to continue to messages, guidance. You'll be alert, aware through the day. To trust your intuition, to be switched on and alert for information coming to you, perhaps in unexpected ways. You may get an idea or an inspiration to do something you may not normally do. Drive home at a particularly different path. Switch the radio to a station you may not normally listen to. Maybe listen to a podcast that may not necessarily normally be what you listen to. Perhaps visit someone, have a conversation, receive a telephone call which you may not normally answer. But be alert for spirit coming through to you in ways that you may least expect, but giving you answers to the questions, the intention that you've set during this exercise. Continuing to integrate in your waking life, playing this out in the next 6 months of this year, with clear intention, what's coming through. And as we give thanks for the information and the guidance of this beautiful exercise, I'd like you to set the intention now to close the portals we opened at the start of the beautiful session. Setting your intention to close the portals, and keeping the flow of the information and the guidance that we've established open, so that you'll be continually establishing the connection and the relationship with your beautiful guides, your team, your angelic helpers. And as you feel gratitude in your heart, you feel the connection, set the intention to bring yourself back now to your physical body, feeling your consciousness moving back into your feet and your legs, your hands and your arms, and return yourselves to the screen, to the group. See how you guys went with this exercise.